Hello, everyone. I'm here with my friend Vicky Robinson, and she's got some really useful tips to share with everyone today about how to improve your writing. So, Vicky, tell us more about this. I'm sure people would love to know how to improve
Hi,
their
Hannah.
writing.
Nice to be with you today. So, my name is Vicky. I'm an English teacher, and I work with a lot of professionals who are writing in the workplace. Today's
Nice.
today's
Uh-huh.
tips are about how to write with your reader in mind. So, I'm going to share 4 questions that you can ask
Mhm.
yourself if you're writing an email. We're going to focus on emails, but it could be any piece of writing to really think about how
Mhm.
to adapt the writing for the reader.
Mhm. Fantastic. And we've called it Write with Your Reader in Mind. So the starting point is the reader and what they
Yeah, I
need.
think it is a good starting point for any writing.
All right, tell us more. What's the first
So,
tip,
these
Vicky?
are 4 questions that you can ask yourself to guide any email writing. So, let's say
Hmm.
you're going to write an email for a job application, like a cover letter, right?
Hmm.
And there are four
Hmm.
questions that I tend to ask myself. The first question, who is your
Hmm.
reader? Secondly, what
Hmm.
structure do you need? Um, Third, what
Hmm.
tone do you need? And 4, how can you
Hmm.
open and close the email? Uh, So we're going to talk through these
Nice.
questions and what
Uh,
you can consider for each one.
Brilliant.
Great. Can you see my screen? Yeah.
We can, yes. And it says, who is your
Yeah, so
reader?
first, who is your reader? So you're writing an email um, for a job application. Firstly, what is
Hmm.
the reader's work context? Are they the CEO and they're very, very busy, for example, and they're not going to want to read a long email?
Hmm.
Or yeah, so that
Hmm.
that could be a consideration, like what kind of job do they have? Um,
Hmm.
what's the relationship?
Hmm.
So obviously this could be
Hmm.
quite a formal relationship with somebody that you don't know, perhaps the head of recruitment, or it could be an old colleague that you're writing to related to a job. Um,
Hmm.
so that's very
Yeah.
important. And then the third question is what's their cultural and language background? So firstly, are they
Yeah.
a first or second language English speaker? Maybe the language would need to change in that sense. Um, and then cultural,
Hmm.
I mean, cultures can be high or low context. So you could have a culture like Chinese culture where it's quite a high context culture. You want to give quite a lot of information. And some cultures,
Hmm.
stereotypically German culture, can be a little bit more low context, which means, less information, go a little bit more straight to the point. Yeah.
Right.
So,
Right. And that makes a difference to how the letter, how the communication is received,
absolutely.
if it matches up with what that reader's natural expectations might be.
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, you could write an email that's, too short and to the point. For some cultures, that could seem a little
Hmm.
bit strange or a little bit rude. So, yeah, it's definitely something to
Hmm.
consider.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Right. Brilliant.
Our next question, once we've thought about our reader, is what structure do you need
Hmm.
for writing an email? Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Right.
uh,
Yeah. Structure's so important. We talked about it in another video, didn't we? With
yeah, with the
letters for the occupational English test. But what about a letter for a job when you're trying to get a job? What kind of things would you
yeah. So you
include?
want to think about your purpose for writing. So for a job application,
Mhm.
you need to say I'm writing to apply. I guess your
Mhm.
purpose is to
Mhm.
show a little bit that you're the right fit for the job. Um,
Mhm. Mhm.
So,
Yes.
and then whether you use paragraphs or bullet points, it could depend on the formality. I've got a little example for us.
Mhm.
Um, so this is an
Oh.
email that's like a job application email, but we can see that it's quite
Mhm.
informal. Hi, James. It's been a long time. How are things going at MH?
Mhm.
Um, and then the main
Mhm.
paragraph is really like, I saw the role and I thought it was a great
Mhm.
match. Uh, and then letting him know that I've
Mhm. Mhm.
seen my CV. So the structure's quite simple here. Yeah, it's a nice introduction.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
I'm interested in the role, and here's
Yes.
my CV. Uh, but the structure
Yes.
doesn't need to be much longer. Perhaps in a more formal application email, I
Mhm.
might include more information. But obviously, because I know the person here,
Mhm.
it's quite short. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Right. Yeah, you've referred to them as James and you've said hi, which immediately says, yeah, you've got that existing relationship with them already.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think with the structure, it's always nice to separate the parts, right? So there's a paragraph, even though this is a
Right.
short email, there's still um, a paragraph that says I would like the role, and another paragraph that says,
Yes.
I've sent my
Yes.
CV and I'd love to chat. Yeah,
Yes. Right. You've kind of said the next step that you'd like to take
yeah,
it to.
exactly.
Yeah.
Um,
Brilliant.
and tone, you mentioned that I said hi
Mhm.
James, which is quite friendly.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Mhm.
tone could be more formulaic if it's a formal job organization
Mhm.
application. Um, so we might say something like, I
Right.
am writing to express my interest in the role of, and then the name of the role. Um,
Mhm.
or we might want a warmer
Yes.
tone if we know the person. I saw the role and immediately thought of reaching out. Yeah.
Right. I have to say that second one has a lot more energy about it. It's like, wow, I'm so excited. I want to apply for this straight
Yeah. Would you
away.
say you would go for the second kind of tone a little bit more?
I would, but again, it has to be, as you said, if I already know the reader or I've had some interaction with them in the past. But the first one is very polite and is identifying the role as well, isn't
Exactly.
it?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's about the relationship, really, the tone.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
And
Brilliant.
finally, you mentioned it earlier, but how do you open and close an email? Obviously, kind of on the right,
Right.
we've got hi, how are you, or how have you been? And then we might want something like warm
Right.
regards. Um, and obviously, if it's
Yes.
more formal,
Hmm.
dear,
Yeah.
I hope you're well. Maybe kind regards at the end. Yeah.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
So,
And these are all simple tweaks you can make, but they show that you're thinking about the reader and your relationship with them.
absolutely.
So it gets the letter off to a good start,
Yeah,
doesn't it?
definitely. Um,
Mm.
So yeah, I
Mhm.
hope these are useful. And we'll be sharing some more tips.
Okay.
I'd also wanted to mention that there's a little worksheet that goes with this video. Um, You'd like to go into a bit more depth and
Brilliant.
actually work on an email that you're thinking of.
Wonderful. So people can actually put these things into practice by themselves and to do that before they actually do apply for a real job. So they've got some experience of doing this before the stakes get too high. That's a great idea, Vicky. I'm sure everyone watching is going to find that really useful.
Thanks
Thank
so
you so
much, Helen.
much.
And
Thanks
thanks
for
for
watching,
watching,
everyone.
and let's write with
Yeah,
our readers in mind. Thanks.
love it. Thank you.